I know, I've been working on my work-life balance situation. So what we're going to do, first of all, I got some pretty cool stuff coming up for the summertime for canning and preserving and all of that. But in the meantime, I want to share some recipes that I've worked on for a while or have tried out for the last couple years just because of the nature of the beast of the world we live in. You know, times are tough, money's tight, whatever you want to call it. So I talked a little bit in another video. I had the Victory Garden cookbook or whatever from World War II, and I don't have that out right now. But so I did come across some recipes like a year or two ago, and I've really just kind of been trying to figure out how to work these in to conversations and like, hey, you know. So anyway, so with the announcement on Facebook the other day about some Great Depression recipes, I had two pies that we're going to make today, and they sound weird, but we have tried them, and they are quite good. So, we're going to start off with, I know, it's going to sound crazy, a water pie. And if you watch any kind of frugal cooking show or whatever, people have been talking about those a lot lately, and I'm going to be honest with you, they're pretty good, and you can put your own twist on it. For the sake of time, I am working today with my day job, so I didn't have time, or I don't have time to make a crust, so I just have two frozen pie shells. I'm going to leave the recipe to the typical pie crust in the Great Depression. Unless you were a dairy farmer or were able to trade for butter, there wasn't a whole lot of butter to go around to make a proper crust. That's when people started using lard, which we don't mess with pork products, but they also use vegetable shortening as a way. So I'm going to leave the recipe to that in the description for pie crust. If you want to make it, this video is about the filling, not the pie crust. So we can do a pie crust video another day. But I said, these are really quick to make, and they're kind of weird. They sound weird, but they taste really good. So we have a water pie, and the rundown for that is 1 cup of sugar, 1.5 cups of water, 5 tablespoons of butter, and 2 tablespoons of flour. And you preheat your oven at 400 degrees and you bake it for 30 minutes. Okay, and that's basically it. So that being said, I need to adjust the camera a little bit, so hold on. Sorry about that. If you have a shaky. Again, I'm sorry about the rushing. Just I have very little time to work with here today, unfortunately. Dang, day jobs, you know what I mean? Anyway, so let's just take one crust for now. Okay, let's go with this one. And you're literally just going to pour the stuff in there, and I know this sounds crazy, but I promise y'all, it works. So we got 1.5 cups of water. You're just going to pour it in. No big, right? Okay. You're going to take 1 cup of sugar. And here's the other crazy thing. You don't stir it. Like, my instinct is naturally to stir it. You don't do that. I guess they're thinking maybe a whole lot of space wasn't available. Maybe people really have room. Because, you know, a lot of people in the Great Depression, they traveled for work. They were basically migrant workers. I think it's all going to clump together. You know, a lot of people had to travel to feed their family. They had to act like migrant workers, for lack of better terms. So they had to do what they had to do. So maybe they didn't have a whole lot of space. So I'm thinking that's what birthed this pie, because you do it all in the pie pan, right? So, and it needs 4 tablespoons of flour. No, I'm not using gloves. Someone griped the other day about not using gloves. I'm feeding my family. And you come over to my house, you'll see my house is clean. I'm not worried about your hurt feelings. If you don't like me wearing gloves, change the channel. There's other things to watch, right? That's the thing with this world. They want to be offended instead of just scrolling on to the next thing, right? But anyway, this is so weird. I know, right? We are going to give it a little bit of stir to get the flour mixed in. This is going to be the only time you really stir it. It's so weird. I know, nothing about this feels right. Okay. It's just going to work out, apparently. We shall see. All right, we need 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Anyway, I'm eyeballing it here. In my opinion, a little extra vanilla will never hurt nobody. Now, it never says salt, and it never says salted butter. I'm using salted butter today because the last time I did it with unsalted butter, and it was good. And I want to try it with salt. You know what I mean? So, that being said, so we got our sugar, our water, our vanilla's in there, our flour's in there. I don't like the clumps. It's driving me nuts, but I'm sure it's going to work out fine. I think me personally, I would do a slurry, but I'm trying to follow the recipe, and all the recipes say just dump it in this pan. So I'm trying to be not too. Okay, so I'm using salted butter. The whole purpose of these recipes is use what you got. So if you don't have salted butter, it's fine. It just says butter in all the recipes. No big deal. And also, if you don't have vanilla, maybe you don't like vanilla. I don't know. Never met a person that didn't like vanilla. Use almond extract. Use any kind of extract. As long as you have something, it's for the flavor anyway. Okay, so 5 tablespoons of butter. I'm putting 1 on each kind of like corner, I guess, and 1 in the middle. And that is literally it. That's all we're doing. Okay. Yeah. So 400-degree preheated oven. It's going in now. Here we go. Oh, that is almost too full. I feel like I should have done a little less water. I have a feeling I'm cleaning up a mess in my oven. That's why I have the oven liners. Yeah. Anywho. Alright, so 30 minutes, right? Oops. We're going to check it in 25 just because that's how I roll. Now, the next pie is called mock apple pie. So here's the crust. Now, here's the thing. This is the 2 crust pie. I'm not doing that today because for the purposes of time and demonstration, I don't really have time to make a crust again, like I said. So what we're going to do, it is weird, but again, we've ate these and they're delicious. It's called mock apple pie. You know what you're going to use for the apples? You're going to use, yep, that's right. And I don't have like a regular sleeve. I have the little snack ones. So each one has 14. So I just need to take 6 out of another one. And you're going to just use your basic apple pie seasonings like allspice, sugar, cinnamon, all the good stuff. Now, I'm not sure. I didn't write the instructions down for this, but I would assume I need the water first. So it calls for 2 cups of water. These pies are smaller. We're going to go a little less than a cup and a half. All right, in the water goes. I'm actually going to start with a cup, just because it just feels wrong. Cream of tartar, 2 teaspoons. That is not cream of tartar. That is allspice. No allspice. Go. Here we go. Ooh. And I guess that the cream of tartar is to hold it together, because that's what cream of tartar does. Cream of tartar is usually what you put in egg whites. Keeps it all together and stiff. So, again, none of them say stir ever, like any of the recipes, but I can't help it. I gotta stir this a little bit. That just looks too strange. 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. Got one cut open here already. Oh, there went the seeds. Crap. Alright, whatever. There we go. Nice. What we got? We have cinnamon. I'll put the sugar in. This calls for 2 cups of sugar. That is a lot of sugar. I think we're gonna bump it down to like a cup and a half. There's an awfully lot of sugar. Plus, I don't think I have a big enough crust for this recipe because I made the crust the last time, so we're actually just gonna go 1 cup. I think that's more than enough. Not trying to get more diabetes. Right? Alright. Cinnamon. Just a cinnamon to taste. You like cinnamon? Apple pie spice or allspice. We're going to do apple pie spice. And none of this, if you notice, none of this calls for eggs. Because eggs were scarce, and again, unless you live on a farm. Keep in mind, some recipes, probably more for city folk. No offense to city folk. They may not have access. Anyway, so it says 1 sleeve of Ritz Crackers. So I'm going to take out, I feel like 1 will be enough because, again, this is smaller. And you just kind of break them up. I know you're screaming. I know I was screaming in my mind the first time I did this. We've only done it 1 other time. But my husband, who was very picky, he couldn't believe that this was not apple pie. I mean, you know, of course you have to use your imagination a little bit, but yeah, I have a way smaller pie crust, so I'm just doing the 28 versus the 36 is the exact amount. What else? That's it, y'all. Now this is gonna go in the oven. I'm gonna pat this down a little bit. And normally you would put another pie crust over it, you know, to give it the look of an apple pie. But we're not doing that today. For 1, more carbs. 2, I don't have time. But I'm about to put this in the oven and go back to work. And I will be back when we take it out of the oven. Love y'all. So real quick, so we got a water pie and we got the mock apple pie. Jared, how do they smell? Do they smell good?
Smell wonderful.
All right. So now we gotta let them cool, and we'll cut into them later today, and show you what we got. But these take a while to cool. They say to put the water pie in the fridge because it has to harden up. It puts me in the mind when we made it before. It puts me in the mind of, imagine a pecan pie without the pecans. That's the best way to say it. And this did taste like apple pie when we had it before. So wish I would have filmed those, but I didn't. But anyway, so we'll be back to you in a little bit when we cut into these. All right, come on over, bud. All right, so say hi to the camera.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, you got to get down where they can see you.
Oh, hello, everybody.
So the water pie takes a long time to set, so we're going to just try the mock apple pie. So if you look, you can see, and like I said, I only put half the Ritz Crackers, I forgot what it was, in there because I didn't put a crust on top. Normally you put a crust on top and it would be taller, like you see an apple pie would. So like I said, this is just for experimental purposes only and to get someone else's opinion on what it tastes like. So we're going to cut. And I actually stuck my finger in it when I was trying to pull it out of the thing. So there's like a big, it's stuck to the oven mitt. I gotta wash my oven mitt now. I know, right?
What are you gonna do?
Your mama.
It's all right. I think somebody not named want to be in our video.
Kitty cats don't eat pie. And we won't give you nothing anyway because you're mean. All right.
Oh.
Hey. Get her out of the food. Get her away from the food.
Oh, sorry. I was just trying to.
All right, put her down.
Oh, sorry. I'm mad. Sorry, kid.
All right, go wash your hands.
All right.
So it appears to come out okay. I don't know if you can see that. Let me put it on there before I drop it. So the point is, if you look, you can kind of see the different layers of the crackers and everything. It kind of mocks the apple that's being sliced, right? So that's the whole point of that. All right. Ooh, that's a funky piece. Oops.
Oh.
All right. So there's your piece.
Yeah.
So hang on a minute.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want your honest opinion on what it tastes like. Go ahead. Can you tell me what it tastes like? What's the touch? What does it feel like? Does it feel like an apple pie?
Absolutely.
Really? So
Yeah.
It's got the texture of what an apple pie would, and it tastes like it?
Yes, ma'am.
So you would eat this just for any reason, right?
Shooting
Not just
videos,
because.
yeah.
Okay.
Shooting videos.
All right, guys. Well, you heard it from him first, and then I'll have to taste just the water pie myself because he's got to go to work and I got to get back to work. So, all right, we'll see what the water pie tastes like. Well, you win some, you lose some. So while it tastes great, it never set up. That being said, when I made it before, and the taste is there this time too, I feel like I forgot something because I was rushing. My apologies. I am going to do a do-over on this one because I don't feel like I delivered on my promise. So that being said, if you imagine a pecan pie without the pecans, that's what it tastes like. But anyway, so I'm going to wrap this video up as far as the filming of the pies. And then I'm going to leave some facts in the description for y'all. I love y'all. Sorry this didn't turn out as well as I wanted it to. However, the mock apple pie turned out awesome. All right. Love y'all. Bye.